Oh, talk about the win. You guys got out to an early lead. They came back with a big 6th, and then you guys came back with that inning there, capped off by the DJ Hicks grand slam.
Yeah, obviously, I continue to talk about it, but it certainly is about momentum, all the time. And I thought that the momentum certainly went back and forth for the entire game, and the momentum changed a little bit, obviously, after DJ's hit. I mean, that was a huge hit, without saying, but it really kind of, I talk about all the time. One of the things we try to emphasize is that we need to dictate the tempo of the game, the energy level, and those kind of things. And look, when you get to those midweek games, those Wednesday games, there's a tendency for perhaps the energy, enthusiasm not quite be there. It's not a conference weekend. It's not those kinds of things. So I don't believe in that. Okay, and I don't allow it. I don't allow it. So I make sure with something I kept preaching in the dugout. So listen, we control the tempo of the game and the energy level, and that's what's got to make sure we maintain. Bottom line is those guys did that because the momentum continued to sustain throughout the game.
How big was it for Hicks to come back there and start the 8th and continue that momentum, shut them down, get 3 outs and 4 batters?
So we talk about all the time, and we certainly had the momentum that inning. I mean, to put up those many runs, it was so important to come in. Okay, put up a 0, get us a quick inning so we can come back in and do it. Obviously, he did a great job for that. I mean, look, the bottom line is, that's why we keep putting DJ out there on the mound. He struggled the other day, but we know what he can do. He's got a lot of confidence. He's a guy who continues to rise up in the clutch, so to speak. And obviously, Jordan Rosinski did it again too. It's not luck, it's design. DJ Hicks continues to get big hits and makes big pitches. Jordan Rosinski, as we continually said, has stepped up and done big for us. Once again, he comes in the end of the game and gets a save, or closes out the last part. So he did a great job.
It's good to have Jake Huxtable back in action. I know he was really sick, and I guess he's had an issue that's kind of, he hasn't been at full health the last couple weeks.
He is not. A lot of, people are kind of, nobody's really asked me, but I'm going to tell you, that was some of the reasons. We had some injuries going on these last couple of days, really in the last 4 or 5 days. Brownie, Shane Brown had something happen with his finger right there, so he's been he's had that wrapped up. So we had to do some different maneuvers. Remember the last few days, Brownie was in left, so we had to put Siebes at second. The same thing happened with Huxtable. Huxtable's been sick, just kind of had an infection, just wasn't feeling very well. So he hasn't even actually been here for 2 or 3 days. The last 2 days he's been here working out on his own. So that's the reason Duffy was at third base. We had to make the changes there. I didn't do it just to shake up the lineup. I mean, Hux has done a really good job for us. It's just out of necessity. So now Hux is feeling a lot better, and Hux will be back at third base this weekend for us, and Duffy will be back in the outfield.
I knew Gabe Taylor a rest tonight behind the plate. We'll just talk about his contributions to the team this year. 20 guys thrown out. It's pretty impressive.
It's very impressive. He's done a great job. Coach Godwin deserves so much of the credit for that, and Brandon Romans. Really, those two guys. I mean, every day it's Romans and Bo Taylor and Coach Godwin down in that bullpen getting better from a catching standpoint. And Brandon Romans has gotten Bo Taylor better from a leadership, and he pushes him. I mean, you can't draw it up better. There's a senior having a great year, and here's a freshman that's pushing him, and vice versa. So both those guys have really done a great job for us. Bo Taylor look, he's got a chance to be the heart and soul in a lot of ways of what we're trying to build here. And he's continuing to learn, continuing to get better, and that's a big part of it. If he wants to maintain that role and that leadership for us beyond this year, which I expect him to do, he's got to continue to learn the game and continue to exude those leadership qualities. So a lot of times in the dugout, you'll see myself or Cliff talking to him about just baseball-related matters. But he's done a great job for us this year.
How did it go this afternoon? You had the dugout club. Was that a good event? You had to talk to some fans that were out there, I guess?
Yeah, it was a great event. Basically, we started the dugout club this year for the very first year. We started in the winter, and it's an organization designed to help people. I want guys to have an ownership in the program, so to speak. It's a lot of alums. It's a lot of friends of the program who come out to all of our games, and obviously it's financially driven in essence. It's trying to help the program, but it's a lot more than that. It's for kids. I want people to come out here. I want them to have a sense of ownership in this baseball program. And we had a great turnout. I think we had about 40 people or so out there today we had a smaller one a few weeks ago, but this is our first big one, and it was great. We had a bunch of alums, a bunch of friends of the program. That's all part of it. As I told these guys, so look, when I took the job here, it's not about just building a team. That's the easy part. It's not easy, but it's the easier part. It's about maintaining the tradition of this program and building upon that. And this is important because in building a program, there's lots of other things besides wins and losses. Those are important, but it's a process. Part of the process that we talk about, getting to postseason play, Omaha, these kinds of things, it's building a program. Building a program, okay, number one is making sure the kids are doing the right thing academically, highest GPA ever. Is making their teams they do things in the community. We had the most service hours and won the award for the most male team here at UCF. A lot of firsts. We have the highest attendance we've ever had. A lot of firsts. Now, obviously, we need to continue to get a lot more wins and improve the talent, and we're on our way to doing that.
They got a big series this weekend. Just talk about the importance of going up to Rice. Always one of the toughest teams, not only in Conference USA, but in the entire nation.
All I know is about Rice. Last time I played him, I beat him. That's all. That's all I'm thinking in my mind. That's a heck of a game too, if you remember that walk-off. But anyways,
yeah.
And so that's all I know about those guys. But listen, they're a tremendous program. They're a great program. It goes without saying. I mean, they're certainly the class of the Conference USA. You know, from the standpoint of winning in the last few years, they've been to Omaha. They've got a tremendous coaching staff, Coach Graham, one of the best around. So it's going to be a great challenge for us. But we're going to go up there, as I've said, every single weekend that we played somebody, and that we're going to respect them, but we're not going to fear anybody. And that's got to be the attitude we're going to take. These guys beat Rice last year. They do this. They play the game the same way we do. Obviously, we're going to have to play very well up there to be competitive. But we're going up there, as I'm going to tell these guys when we board that plane tomorrow, we're going up there to win. We're not going up there just to play Rice. We're going up there to win. We're going to have to play very well to win. The reality of it is this. I mean, all the guys do, I tell them the truth. The truth is we need to win some games in the next 2 weekends to get to the postseason, period. Once you get to the postseason conference tournament, you give yourself an opportunity to go to the postseason. Reality is we need to win some games, and hopefully it starts this weekend.
Thanks.